This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Halos game right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel or wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with, I'm repping it today, the Daily Bruin, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and an Angels team I did not recognize tonight because we got a complete win today. The Angels win 5-2 over the Baltimore Orioles, of course. 1 day removed from me sitting here, not ranting because I was calm, but expressing my frustration and saying it just feels like another wasted year, right? Just another loss that yesterday that was so typical to every loss we always have, right? But tonight, they did exactly what I needed to see to forget about yesterday a little bit, right? I was praying, right? I was saying even in a loss, I was praying for a game where we didn't just have double-digit strikeouts, score 2 runs, have a decent start from the starter, and then a bad performance by the bullpen, right? That's what we've had all season. So I was saying even in a loss, I would take it if it was a game that didn't have that. But talk about a response. The score only says 5-2, but this ends up being one of the better games of the season in terms of the rare time where the starting pitcher for the Angels, Jack Kochanowicz, had a great performance. The bullpen, almost perfect. And the lineup wasn't amazing, right? But was better, got on base more than they typically do, got out to a lead, which we almost never do, a comfortable lead. And this was also the rare game where you weren't sweating in the 7th and 8th and 9th innings, not only because the bullpen was looking more controlled than normal, but because you had a pretty substantial lead with it being 5-0 going into the 6th inning. So a complete victory, right? A complete performance. And that is what makes tonight one of the more positive nights we've had in a while, right? And perfect timing to have it right when you heard me yesterday, the vibes were feeling pretty low. But as always, shout out to everybody in here. Larry says, wow, Gavin is actually smiling tonight. Angel saying it's the Lugo effect. Steve saying, what do you think about Lugo, bro? I'm going to get to Lugo. Unsurprisingly, a lot of excitement there, and rightfully so. One of the bigger swings of the night. I'm just always laughing at the comments. Yolanda here saying, good vibes for everyone on a Saturday night. Hope they can play like this for an extended period of time. Exactly, right? And Craig saying it, what I just said. Nice to not have to sweat one out. Light that baby up. Yep, exactly, right? A calm victory. Even all of our wins are still always either some crazy walk-off or being up 6 and then blowing 5 runs and only winning by 1 run, right? A rare game, once again, where you get a lead and you're able to keep it and, not stress. So thank goodness for that. But, sometimes we talk about the turning point. Sometimes we talk about the player of the game. But it's one of those days where we're just going to go straight to...
This is what you'll be talking about.
Just one of those games where there's just good things to talk about. Like I was hinting at right there in the intro in terms of the positives. Just look at this lineup, right? You only have 3 guys that don't have a hit tonight. Even though you only had 7 hits, it's not like it was a game where we had 12 or 13 hits, right? But the only 3 guys that didn't have a hit, Ward, O'Hoppe, and Rengifo. Well, guess what? Rengifo still had a walk and an RBI. Taylor Ward still had a walk and an RBI, right? And so O'Hoppe ends up being the only guy in the lineup that didn't have a hit or an RBI. So well-rounded performance. It's not like not a single player had 3 hits. Only one guy had 2 hits, that being Nolan Schanuel. There was a big fly from Jo Adell, but it's not like there was 3-run shots anywhere or anything. And this is what I want, right? I don't want it to be those games where Zach Neto goes 3 for 5 with a 2 RBI home run and no one else does anything and we win. No, this is perfect. Have a complete team performance. I was not at all impressed with Gibson. I know his ERA was awful coming in, and I could see why. I mean, obviously, he's as old and a veteran as it gets. one of those games, at least in my opinion, where I'm watching it and going, you might need to wrap it up, buddy. Just nothing impressive. Just throwing, 87-mile-an-hour cutters right down the middle, hanging sweepers, right, and allowing the Angels to a weak Angels lineup to have some success. It started right away. And couldn't have started any better, right? Zach Neto, leadoff single. He does it every game, it feels like at this point. At the very least, he does it to lead off a single inning, whether it's the first or in the middle of the game. But again, today, another game where he does it in the bottom of the first. Shawnuel right back at it. As much as we don't maybe love the Neto Shawnuel 1-2, I would kind of like Neto to be a 2-hole hitter. I would kind of like Nolan Shawnuel, ideally on a good team, he's like a 6-hitter, right? But this is what we live with. They've been delivering, though, so you can't get mad at it. You get Neto, Shawnuel, back-to-back singles, and then Yohan Moncada, who he's still having a great stretch once he's come back from the IL. He continues to stay hot here with an RBI single. Just 3 simple swings, right? A line drive from Neto, a ground ball up the middle from Shawnuel, and then a ground ball between the first and second baseman from Moncada, all hit decently well. Good swings, nothing crazy. And just like that, it's 1-0. Then, how nice. For once, Taylor Ward comes up in a clear opportunity where you don't need, he does this all the time. He comes up with runners on third and with less than 2 outs, and he always seems to take strike 3. Tonight, he kept it simple. He got a hanging sweeper on the first pitch, goes after it right away, skies one deep into left, gets the sac fly, and it's 2-0. That's all you need, all right? That's all you need. We are, as a team, are a team that struggles to get any runs. So we're not greedy with first and third and nobody out. We're not asking you to hit a 3-run shot. We're really not. Just consistently get the sac fly, right? Consistently get the sac fly, please. Thank you. And so, yeah, you jump out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. The umpire was all over the place tonight, at least in my opinion. I'm sure you guys agree. Called third strikes. He had that at-bat against Taylor Ward later in the ball game where he did ring him up on a good pitch, but earlier in the at-bat, terrible call. He had a terrible call on Kyron Paris towards the end of the game on a slider like below his knees, and he called it a strike. So, umpire was all over the place tonight, but it's nice that we don't need to rely on getting calls. We don't need to rely on hitting the deep fly ball. Just hit some base hits, and we did it right away in the first inning. Then we did it again in the bottom of the fourth, and this was a combination of deep fly balls, extra base hits, and base hits. Obviously, Jo Adell with one of the swings of the night, not even the swing of the night, not even the swing of the inning because of what happened 2 at-bats later. But Jo Adell, oh my Lord, did he crush it. This was one of those cutters I was talking about, 87 miles an hour. This one wasn't down the middle, but it was higher than he would like, and it was still decently on the outside corner. And shout out to Jo Adell to take a pitch on the outside corner, and he didn't even have to poke it to right field. He just crushed it right down, right up center field, left center field, right out there by the rocks. 435 feet. It was absolutely destroyed. First pitch swinging. A lot of first pitch swinging in this game. And it still feels like to me with this Johnny Washington approach where he keeps saying we're not ending at bats where we need to. I still take that as him saying we are looking for a certain pitch. And when we get it, we swing and we need to hit it. This was one of those nights where we didn't have full count at bats. And then we, adjusted and made a late swing on a off-speed pitch or something like that. This was us swinging, looked like we were sitting on pitches and hitting them. That I took a really long time to explain that, but between the sac fly to Taylor Ward I just said, those 3 base hits in the bottom of the first, this Adell home run, these felt like at-bats where we were looking for a pitch, especially against Kyle Gibson, who doesn't have any electric pitches. We were sitting for a pitch, and when we got it, we took advantage, right? So that's what Johnny Washington preaches. It still concerns me that he doesn't preach adjusting and, choking up your bat and shortening up your swing and everything like that. But still, this is a night where it worked out pretty well for us. A lot of first pitch or second pitch hits, right? After the Adell home run, Kyron Paris, second pitch of the at-bat. Once again, he gets a fastball right down the middle, and he hits a weak ground ball, but good enough for a base hit. And then Matthew Lugo. Everyone wants me to talk about it. Matthew Lugo. And once again, like I keep saying, first pitch again. Clearly tells me, come up, we're looking for a pitch, and if we get it, we're swinging. We were getting it early and often in at-bats, and we were getting it. And no greater example than Matthew Lugo right here. The young guy who just turned 24 yesterday, searching for his first hit in the lineup because Trout is out. And what a way to get the first hit. He hit it to the top of the wall, gets a sweeper outside corner, and just like Adell, 2 at-bats before him, outside corner, who cares? He crushes it right up the middle to center field. 399 feet. If it goes 401, it's probably gone. But goes 399, 101.8 exit velo for his first career hit. And what a better way to, not much of a better way to get your first career hit. A home run would have been the best, but an RBI triple in an important spot is certainly fantastic. Showed some good speed as well. Wasn't played the best off the wall. And he's able to get in the third relatively easily. Gets his first RBI, gets his first hit, gets his first triple, his first extra base hit, his first everything. So shout out to Matthew Lugo. And just a real feel-good moment, right? We haven't had many, especially especially feels good when you know this is the guy in place of Trout. And we'll talk about the Trout update that we got today and how it wasn't really that much of an update. So in a season like last season that didn't have many great vibes, you will absolutely take any moment like this with a guy getting his first career hit in a special way like he did tonight to add some positivity to the Angels. And all we can hope is that you take that positivity towards tomorrow, try to get back-to-back series wins, and then maybe start stringing something together. Bottom of the fifth, another inning where the Angels played small ball and we're not used to it. Sean Noel had a base hit, his second of the game. Moncada walks, Taylor Ward walks. They take out Kyle Gibson, and although Ohapi grounds out and Rengifo grounds out, Rengifo's ground out is able to score a run, and that makes it 5-0. Johnny, I actually missed this. I didn't even know this. I'll be honest. I was watching this game while simultaneously watching my Warriors, and my Warriors lost, and I don't want to talk about it, but I missed Johnny Washington getting ejected. Maybe one of you guys can fill me in on that in the comment section, but I guess he got ejected. Who cares? 5-0. We will take it, or the 5-0 lead going into the sixth. We will absolutely take it. When we come back from the break, we'll talk about the remaining innings of the game, how the bullpen, both Jack Kochanowicz, but especially the bullpen, surprisingly very solid in this one to make it an easy win. We'll get to that Mike Trout updates, and we'll talk about tomorrow with a big opportunity ahead. We'll do all of that after our break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. Now, once again, today's show is brought to you by Trade Coffee. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, they've got a roast you'll love. I took Trade's quiz. It only took a minute, and the first bag they sent me was spot on. Like I said, I'm not even the biggest coffee guy in terms of taste. I do it more for the caffeine in the morning at work, but when I took the quiz, they sent me a bag, and I liked it. I liked the flavor. The coffee was fresh. It smelled amazing, and honestly, it ruined grocery store coffee for me in the best way. And if the first match isn't perfect like it was for me, Trade will replace it for free until they get it just right. So you know you're not wasting any time or money with them. And I love that the prices are comparable to grocery store brands, even though the flavor is on a whole different level. So right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers for 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. That's TRADE.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. Today's show is also brought to you by the Amazon Fire TV 4K stick devices. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25. Oh, I love it. To Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Avowed as easily as you stream your favorite shows. It's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. It's got the latest technology for elevated playing with Wi-Fi 6, 6E, and auto low latency mode, advanced technology. It delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to stay competitive. It still has more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribed services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and more. And if you want to, travel on the go, you don't want to bring a console, or if you don't feel like buying a console, you save money, and it's, affordable and portable. So you absolutely love that. So head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd gen. And finally, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. So if you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back here live on the rare victory edition and complete victory edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. The Angels pick up a much-needed 5-2 win over the Baltimore Orioles here on Saturday night, and they set up the opportunity for a series win. We'll get to that shortly, but we do have to talk briefly about the Mike Trout update. Before we do that, though, we will talk about the end of this ball game because the Angels did go up 5-0. They did get a huge start from Jack Kochanowicz, and let's not, overshadow it, right? Jack Kochanowicz, 5 2/3 innings, just 4 hits. He had 4 walks. And again, this has been my issue with him. It's not that he's not able to get out of innings, right? It's that there's never a clean inning, right? There's always at least a walk or two or a base hit or two. He's always pitching out of the stretch. He always needs to get that double play with his sinker or that weak contact, right? And today was kind of an example of that. Still gave up 4 walks and 4 hits. 4 hits is certainly fine, but the 4 walks more than you want, right? Case in point, the top of the first inning, immediately gives up a base hit to Jackson Holliday, but fortunately gets a double play right after that. You deserve criticism for giving up the hit. You deserve credit for the double play, but would still like a clean inning like we saw in the top of the second. Top of the third, 2 walks and a throwing error by him on the pickoff attempt, but able to get out of it. Top of the fourth was another one where he gives up a single and a walk, but another double play, right? So 2 double plays that save him from allowing runs in just the first 4 innings alone. The top of the 5th was 1, 2, 3. And then we get to the top of the 6th where he gives up his only run of the ball game, a 2-out single from Gunnar Henderson. How ironic. The one time he doesn't give up a leadoff single or walk or anything like that is the inning where he gives up a run. 2-out single to Gunnar Henderson, and then a RBI double from Ryan Mountcastle. 1-0 pitch, not a bad pitch at all, right? A sinker up and in, and he hit it really hard. Clearly, he was sitting on it. So sometimes you just got to tip your cap and give credit on that one. Even the Gunnar Henderson single was on a sinker away, right outside. So not horrible pitches. You give up a run. I thought it was the right time for Ron Washington to make the pitching change. I know it's something that we've been talking a lot about, but right after you give up a run and then walk Ryan O'Hearn, you're already at 95 pitches. That was the perfect time. He brings in Hector Neris, and Neris is able to strike out Mullins right away to get out of the top of the 6th. 7th was pretty chill. Jose Fermin, who certainly scares me every time he's up on the mound, only gives up 1 single, and he's able to get 2 strikeouts. And honestly, this game just kind of felt like it was slowly just ending, right? There was no stress. There was no excitement after really the 6th inning. It was pretty chill there. Just the 1 single, top of the 8th. Zephyr John comes in, 1, 2, 3, fly out, ground out, ground out. And then in the top of the 9th, yes, Brock Burke immediately gives up a home run to Ramon Laureano on what was, again, just a, not a great pitch, a cutter or changeup, in the zone. And Laureano ripped it 108.1 exit velo to just get over the wall there. Actually left a little dent in the scoreboard a little bit. But other than that, able to get 3 outs after that, and the Angels pick up the 5-2 win. Now let's get to that Mike Trout update for anyone who missed it. And I liked what someone just said here, which was pretty funny. Real Marco Polo saying that Mike Trout update, let me put up on the screen. He said that Trout update was so vague that would have been the same as if they didn't update at all. Yes and no. I thought, there was rumblings that maybe he could play on Sunday. I didn't think it was going to happen, but he did say that he was able to progress to swinging the bat without any issues. And the next step will be running on a treadmill and on the field. Now, the reason this is not really an update, but also an update at the same time is the fact that he hasn't even started running yet means he's not going to be back, instantly, right? He's going to need to run on a treadmill in the field for at least a day or two and then come back. So there was a chance we're going to see him Sunday. A couple, days ago, they were saying that. Certainly we're not doing that. He did confirm that. But more so, it feels like we might not see him. And just knowing how it is with Mike Trout and just this training staff and everything, it's impossible to make a prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't want to say there's a chance we don't see him until we're playing the Dodgers a week from now. But I don't know, right? He's not back tomorrow. I don't think he's just magically going to, travel to San Diego and play right away. So maybe you see him on Tuesday or Wednesday. But if I know what the Angels are thinking, I think they probably make his return on the 16th, that Friday, against the Dodgers in LA. That would be my prediction, but I don't know what you guys think. Certainly, you guys can let me know. Vinny here saying Trout needs to DH. He can't stay on the field if he keeps playing the outfield. We say that, but he got hurt running to first base while he was hitting, right, on a completely fluky play. I know the Super Halo Bros talked about it earlier in the week, and they were saying, hey, what can Trout do at this point? Maybe he just needs to stop hustling so much. One of the rare times where I kind of disagree with them. I think at the end of the day, these are athletes. And you can tell him to play right field instead of center field. You can tell him to DH every couple games instead of playing in the field at all. But you can't tell Mike Trout to not try to beat out a ground ball, right? That's always going to be something he's going to want to do. And quite honestly, I don't want a baseball player on my team that isn't even healthy enough to beat out a ground ball, right? So if fluke injuries happen from that, then it is what it is. But I think they'll probably, hopefully have him come back about a week from now on Friday against the Dodgers. That would be my, without much knowledge of the situation, that would be my prediction. Now we'll quickly look forward to tomorrow. Again, a big opportunity to make it 2 straight series wins after all those losses. I know it sounds silly to make it seem like it's a big deal when it's, we're still 16-22. And even yesterday I was saying how defeated I was feeling, right? But it does only take a couple of games to, get right to where you need to be. And so a big opportunity tomorrow with your best pitcher so far of 2025 in Tyler Anderson on the mound. It'll be Eflin for the Orioles. He's been good, really good, actually. 2-1 with a 3 ERA. Tyler Anderson's been even better, though. 2-0 with a 2.68 ERA, right? So huge opportunity. You win that ball game, and you've strung together 2 series wins in a row. Cool, 17-22 isn't great. It's not awful. I mean, you could be the Orioles who are 14-24, right? And then you've got a tough series against the Padres in San Diego. Honestly, in that series, I'm just hoping you win 1 game, right? That's the goal there. So don't think we're getting a series win against the Padres, which is why it's even more important we get the series win tomorrow against the Orioles. So with all that being said, I'm going to wrap this one up. Angels pick up a nice 5-2 win. Just a very chill, I'm a chill guy, right? It was a very chill win. Complete game. Everyone did their job. The lineup was good enough. Kochanowicz was good enough. The bullpen was good enough. And the Angels pick up the nice 5-2 win. You'll catch me back here tomorrow. It is an earlier first pitch, 1 p.m. first pitch tomorrow. So, of course, expect the show the second the game ends. Around 3:45 is my prediction. I'll see you guys then. For now, have a great rest of your Saturday night. The rare time where we have a weekend night after an Angels win. So take advantage, celebrate it. Have a great rest of your night. I'm going to go half celebrate the Angels win, half cry about my Warriors loss, and we'll continue tomorrow. So take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. See you. Like some of the things I'm reading here. Oh, yes. And as always, happy Mother's Day as well to all of your mothers. Make sure you spend some time with them before and after the game. But take care, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.